When you think about haunted places, you think of abandoned buildings, old, rotting, dusty, demonic spirits, energies, vortex, spirits walking around, so on and so forth. But what if I told you that in Fresno, California, there was a park named Roeding Park that was said to be haunted? Yeah. And that's what we're going to be doing tonight on the Witchy Tales podcast. So if you're new here, hi, my name is Megan. I'm from Fresno. I talk about haunted places, true crimes, urban legends, the history of Fresno, scary stories, and paranormal videos. And the reason why I started this Witchy Tales podcast is because I've had my own personal experience, and I'm here to share other people's personal experience with you. But with that being said, before we get into the podcast, viewers' discretion and audio discretion is advised. Everything we talk about is just pure speculation, and these are just research and scary stories that was sent to me. But with that being said, don't forget to like and subscribe. And let's get straight into the Witchy Tales podcast of haunted stories of Roeding Park. Oh, I'm scared. Let's go. We talked about so many haunted places here in Fresno, California, and right now we're going to be talking about its history, so why would a park be any different? Well, Roeding Park in Fresno, California was created and established on land and donated by Frederick and Mary Ann Roeding on May 2nd, 1903, with initial development as a public park and overseen by designer Joanne Reimers, or Reimers, Reimers. It has evolved from a 70-acre gift into a 159-acre regional park featuring the Fresno Chaffee Zoo, Storyland, and Playland. As a kid, when I was younger, my mom used to take us there to the park, but as an adult now, I don't think I've ever been in there or even stepped foot back over there, unless you have to go to the DMV, which is like around the way, So drop down a comment, let me know, did you guys or have you guys ever went back to go visit Roeding Park? Like, how is it now? Before we get into the haunted part, we're going to be telling a haunted story where it was sent to me by a user named Pearly. She stated that at 14 or 13 years old at the time, her and her sister went to go spend the night at her friend's house who was older, who was living by Roeding Park. And also, this involves a Ouija board. Yeah, a Ouija board. So, also keep in mind that it's going to be a story within a story. I'll let you guys know when I'm switching back now. Pearly said she was 13 or 14 years old at the time, and her sister went to go spend the night at her friend's house because they were going to have a sleepover. Pearly said she saw the Ouija board and she asked her, like, hey, can we play? And the lady responded back, you can play, but make sure you put it away before my husband gets home. Now, mind you, she also stated that her husband was this big macho guy. He was like very manly, not easily scared. And he was also working for the Fresno police SWAT team at the time. And so the lady decided to tell the girls a story. And this is when we get into a story. When the husband was younger, he had a brother. They went to a house party and he decided to ask his brother to go to the house party with him. They went to a house party and then they found a Ouija board and they decided to play. So everybody joined in. They wanted to play the Ouija board and it was the brother's turn. The brother decided to ask a question, which we all know you're never supposed to ask. There are rules. The rule number one is you never ask when you're going to die. So the brother did, and he asked the Ouija board, when will I die? The Ouija board responded back and said, tonight. Everybody in the party was laughing. They thought it was a joke. Maybe someone was moving the planchette. Maybe, someone, it just didn't make sense. They thought it was all a joke. And so they decided to laugh. Well, the brother, the one playing with the planchette, was like scared, but he also thought it was a joke as well. But the Fresno police guy took it serious. And so as the night went on, the police guy asked the little brother and said, hey, do you want to go home with me? And the brother said, no, I'm going to catch a ride with the homie. Well, after the brother got home, the one that was playing with the Ouija board got in a car and they got into a car accident and he passed away that same night when they were playing the Ouija board. Not blaming the victim. Just like any game, you always have to know the rules. You always have to know what to do and what not to do. But when you play with the Ouija board, you have to understand the rules. You have to know what to do and what not to do. And you have to be conscious and safe and just make sure nothing's going to go wrong. Now back to the story of the girls who went to go spend the night there. After they heard the story, they didn't play with the Ouija board. They put it away. And then the husband got home. which was like, oh, perfect timing. Just like any haunted stories, there has to be truth to this. There has to be some kind of explanation. But again, spirits, demons, and just bad things that do happen are sometimes just that unexplainable phenomenon. When you try to explain to others about these paranormal things that happen to you, no one will believe you. There are people who will believe you only if they've experienced it themselves. Now, if you ever came up to me and told me, hey, like I was visited by a spirit or I was playing with the Ouija board and it started moving, I'm not gullible, but I'm going to believe you because you know why? Why would you come up to me and tell me that you were haunted or some spirit demonic things happened to you? When paranormal activity happens to you, it's ingrained in your mind. And so you're able to tell the story without messing it up or making it up, if that makes sense. So if you're from Fresno, drop down a comment and let me know. What did you think about that? Do you believe that spirit boards or Ouija board is able to communicate with you or predict the future? Or was this more demonic? Was there a spirit behind this energy that created this and caused havoc and mischief? Drop down a comment and let me know if you're from Fresno. Being from Fresno, I've heard about so many haunted places. I've heard about Kearney Park, Kearney Mansion, UMC Hospital, Lost Lake, the Vampire's Bridge, the Mux Museum. But a park? Yeah, Kearney Park, yes. But Roeding Park? The last time I was at Roeding Park, I was little. I've never stepped back there ever again. I've never had any experience there. Well, I was doing research and I came upon an urban legend. This haunted place in Fresno, California, known as Roeding Park, has an urban legend, and it states that there are two Asian boys who passed away during the early times of the park. Well, they drowned in the water. Now, it is said that if you ever go to Roeding Park and you happen to pass by one of those ponds that the boys had passed in, once you look at them, they're gonna come and try to play with you, like be friends with you. And somehow they're gonna make you go in the water with them. Either they're gonna drag you inside the water or they're gonna drown you in the water. And so you're not supposed to go when you see them. You're supposed to like walk away. And then I found out that this guy, he also wrote, in my childhood, we heard the heatings and we decided to stay clear off of it. Fast forward to 2015. During an evening walk with my dogs, I glimpsed two children playing by the pond as darkness began to envelop the sky. Without hesitation, I left. That's so sad. As an adult, if I see two kids playing in the dark at a pond at Roeding Park at night, my first instinct is to call the parents, or my first instinct is to go to them and say, are you okay? Like, what are you guys doing here late at night? But that's crazy because the fact that they're children and I'm going to go like, make sure they're okay. I could have been pulled into the water right then and there. Sometimes these spirits be trying to trick people to get them. So if you're from Fresno, drop down a comment and let me know. Do you believe in the urban legend of Roeding Park where the two Asian boys who passed away in the pond during the early times of the park and now is able to somehow get people's attention, and when they do, they'll drag them into the water or drown them? Drop down a comment and let me know. Now, I don't know if this place is haunted. I do not know if Roeding Park is haunted. But you guys know these stories intrigue me. Whether it's real, whether it's fake, there has to be some kind of truth to it. And I want to know. I am here for it. If you guys love haunted stories and spooky stuff like I do, you understand. It's this ominous feeling about it. Como like in Spanish is like asco, like you can't scratch it, but you're trying to scratch it. ¿Verdad? Like, ¿me entiende? You know? Before we end the podcast, these haunted stories and haunted places intrigue me so much. And I feel like the reason why Fresno is super haunted is because we also have our own magnetic field. We have our own paranormal triangle known as Nevada Triangle. Check the playlist. Everything we talk about will be in the description box below, but check the playlist. It's a lot of explaining. It's a lot of explaining. Haunted stories and haunted places intrigue me so much because I was haunted myself at a young age, and I believe in the paranormal. for those who don't believe in the paranormal, I'm not here to change your mind. I'm just here for you to enjoy this, more entertained by someone who went through these paranormal and is trying to find out others people's stories so we can relate. Because those who witness it and experience paranormal activities can understand. And I do not wish for those who do not or have not experienced paranormal activity to go through this. It's real. It's a real thing. It's scary. It's scary. So thank you guys for listening, audio listeners, and thank you for watching here on YouTube. With that being said, blessed be, and I'll see you guys on Monday for audio and Sunday for visual. Bye, my witches. Stay safe out there. If you see a spirit, just go. Just go.